Well. So I have been talking to myself all the time. I will have to delete the other stream, and unfortunately, I was just working half an hour. Yeah, without realizing that my microphone is turned off. Yeah, happens. But now we are on track again. Just give me a second. I will remove the other one. Hmm. Okay, so let's move on. Yeah, what we are trying to do here is we would like to streamline the counterable counterable mechanic. For this, I wrote a small interface for counterables, and as you can see here, this is the implementation and the blueprint. You might want to know, because we have two different types of counterables. One is some complex object like enemy or whatever, and the other one is just a simple actor that is counterable. That actor can be used for several things. That's just always there, and yeah, doesn't change much. But sometimes we want to have the same functionality for enemies. In this case, it's this enemy, and when he attacks up, his spike should be counterable at this, or let's say it's currently like that. Maybe we will not keep this. Maybe it will be counterable all the time. But for now, it is what it is. And in this case, we would like to enable the counterable thing based on this animation. And for this, I have this counterable interface now, and I would like to call these functions um, based on the animation. But what the hell is this music, by the way? It's some Persona 4 music, but a strongly remixed version. So we'll switch to maybe Street Fighter City Pop. That sounds good. Yeah, this is the current plan. I will do it like this right now. Maybe I will change it later, but for now, this should be enabled when he attacks up, and then it will be counterable. If you ask me, I think maybe it makes more sense to just make it counterable all the time. But it is what it is. This is the plan for now, and I will change it later. Maybe. Depends on some playtesting we do. But yeah, so currently our problem is how can we listen to these NM notifiers? And for this, I will simply ask ChatGPT or Gemini. We'll go to Gemini. Maybe ask Gemini how to trigger a function with NM notify in Unreal. So what I want to do is trigger this function on this NM notify. Create the NM notify. Blueprint. Open your character blueprint. The person character. Find the skeletal mesh. The one playing the animation in the details panel with the skeleton mesh component selected. Look at the events section and notify. Okay, so it should be that this one has an anim notify or enable. If you ask me, I cannot see it. I cannot see it. Unfinished playing. Event called when non-looping flipbook finishes playing, either reaching the beginning or the end, depending on the play direction. I cannot find it. Let me check how to enable controllable. Maybe we should rename this. And notify advance. How can I rename this? Why can't I rename this? Holy. Notify. Okay, for some reason I cannot rename this. Is there any way to rename this? Notify. Whatever. Okay, let's go here. Maybe I did just need to save it. On finish playing, on component, on step over, on click, on touch. I cannot find it. On enable. It's not here. Why is it not here? What is this talking about? Find the skeleton mesh component, the one playing the animation. In the details panel with the skeleton mesh component selected, look at the event section, find the anim notify event that matches the name you gave your notify. Paper ZD. Okay. In your content browser. Okay. In your content browser, right click on the blueprint class and select blueprint class. Paper ZD anim notify. Okay. So we do have to do it that way. We go to content, and where do we put this? Maybe in general. Animations, maybe. Do we have animations? Anim notifies. We already have one. Blueprints, animation, notify, anim notify. What we are looking for is paper ZD anim notify. What is this? Custom notify gets compiled and can only be used. We'll make a new anim notify. Anim notify. Variable. One variable. And we'll duplicate this and make one for enable. Enable counterable. Okay. So now we have this, and we can on receive notify owning instance. Okay, get owning actor, and then we will cast to I counterable I. Okay, I can just use this. This one is enable or disable? This is enable. Okay. Do it like this. So if the owner is incounterable, we can just call this, and we will do the same here. We will on receive notify and then get owning actor, and over here we will do disable counterable. Then we are pretty much done. What? We are pretty much done with this. We will close these both, and then what we will do is we will go over here and not over here, but over here. What we'll do is we will delete this, and we will also delete this, and we will add a new notify, which is enable counterable and disable counterable. Yeah. So we can do it like this. Which is fine, I think. You know what? We can also go in here. How's it called? Log or no, print. Print. Notify, and then disable counterable. And what we will do is copy this over to this one as well, and in here we will rename this to enable counterable, and then we should be able to see when he okay, it does work. Okay, perfect. So the thing is that this is pretty difficult to do now. It doesn't make sense. Gameplay wise, it absolutely makes no sense. So if we take a look at this now. Yeah, it's pretty much impossible to do anything. And we will move this up a little bit, maybe here. I don't know, I don't need these anymore, to be honest. I don't think we need this guy, but you know what, we will keep him, and we will turn him into do nothing. Do nothing. Okay, he is already doing nothing. This is not good. We'll go in here. Yeah, it's very difficult to do that. So how can we test this, to be honest? We can make him attack all the time. Yeah, that's a good idea. We will make him attack all the time, and this way we know that it works. So he should attack all the time. We'll have to move it over here to the left. And now it should work. So let's find if we reduce the speed of this. It should be somewhere in here. So if we reduce the speed in this to 0.1, he should be very slow and we should be able to react a lot. Yeah, the thing is, we would need to reduce something as well. So we'll just do it half. He will never enter this part. So you know what? We will do it back to 1, and we will turn this delay into maybe 2 seconds. And in that case, we should be able to. I think 1 is way too slow. Maybe we do 3. It should be. Okay, let me check. Let us check what is happening here. So when we go in here, we touch this boy. Maybe we can do it like simulate like this, and then we should be able to see. Physics, was it here? Collision, yeah. So this one should actually change. Enable, but it will never call disable. Yeah, because we need more time. My fail, my bad. We will go in here and we will do seconds out of this, and then it should be working. Yeah. Okay, so what do we learn? 0.5, I think. This is fine, and we will go back into that upward attack, and we will do it a play rate of 1. And yeah, this one's also only calling enable because this is too less. We'll do 1 second. I think that should be fine. Okay. So with this said, let us move on. We'll move on to making it a little bit cooler, because if you remember, we do have these things And they do have some cool sound effects. Yes. So the thing is, if I want to implement it for this guy, then we would need to do it. Like if I want to, let's say, make it very customizable so that everyone can have his own, yeah, counterable effect and whatsoever. Then this might be a little bit too much overkill, to be honest. The reason is that then we would need to implement something like this for everyone. For instance, which is I don't think that's feasible, or we should do that. Shooter, counterable base. No, not this one yet. So then we would have another function here. It would be get counter sound effect, and we will also have another one which would be get counter particle effect, which I think in the sum of things that doesn't make sense. So what we are gonna do is we will refactor a little bit, and we will go take a look at this. Effect, it's not here. Oh, I never did it for this. Okay, so I did it the right way. It's just not playing. The reason for that must be inside counter, enable counter collision, disable counter collision. Oh yeah, okay, we have this already here. We can take a look. It's played. Ah, okay. Okay, so we can simply just check if this is of this type. Apply counted. What is apply counted? What is apply counted? Let me check real quick. Maybe we can also implement that. Apply counted is okay. Uncounted. It's something like uncounted. Yeah, the thing is, we can implement that. Why not? This makes sense. Okay. Let's check. Counterable.h, and over here we can have void apply counted. New function. Okay, we can close this. We will save this and close it. Continue in here. So we want to have apply counted, and we want to have some default functionality for this. So we'll move over this. And what we can do is avoid apply counter implementation. And then do nothing. So we don't have to implement this. But we will need Hutch and Butch counterable, something like this. Apply countered. Blueprint callable, blueprint native event. So let's see if this builds. It doesn't. Okay, it's because of this. Implementation, actually. And I don't think we need this. And we can just add this. Okay. Let's see if this builds. Nope, it doesn't. Function void apply counterable implementation void already has a body. Oh, okay. So maybe we don't need to implement this. It is already implemented for us. We will see if that works. Let's check. So the base functionality of this should work. It doesn't. It's crashing. So let's take a look at the call stack. And the call stack is telling me that counterable 24 character base. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't make sense because we also in here we will need to apply counter implementation because that's now the right function. So let's reopen the engine. Let's build again and see if that works. So this should work. It does. This should work again. Yeah. Okay. So why doesn't it trigger? The thing is, I come in here, counterable actor, and the other actor I just hit. We will yeah, output the name of the other actor, maybe that might help. Let's close the engine again and build. So let's see. This one does work. No. This one doesn't work. Overlap spike bot. So this one does not. For some reason, apply countered implementation and then counter hit Niagara system, counter collision component. So maybe we will need to do some debugging here. It should come in here. Let's run with the debugger and let's have a look. What happens? Okay, suck. Okay, now when we go in here, it does come here. We can take a look at this. It's roll spike bot. It sounds good, and then we should go into the which it doesn't. Why? I counterable. The other actor should be implementing. Okay, I understand. The thing is that I am not implementing this inside of the enemy. It's not visible. It's not visible to C++ that the actor is actually a counterable. It's implemented in blueprints, and in that case this cast will fail, which is pretty not cool. This means that we will have to implement this for the character base. Either we do this, or we do child C++ classes for every enemy, which would be the alternative. But I didn't want to do that. I want to stick to my rules. And my rules tell me that, you know what, you decided to do it like this, so continue on doing it like this. The problem is then every enemy would have this counterable functionality implemented, which is actually not a big problem if you ask me. So I will just do it because maybe this is actually what I want. Public counterable, and over here we can implement interfaces. We can copy this one, includes counterable. We can include it here. And what we will then do is in here, we'll make a new region like this, and then counterable. And in here we will do void apply counter, which will be first function, enable counterable, which will be the second function, and the third one is disable counterable. And all of them will be the implementation version. apply counter. I think it was called apply countered. Okay. So we will quickly this function will be called when this object is counted. So implement what should. Okay, so let's go back in here and countered like this. Counted. Apply counted. Apply countered like this. Okay, what we will do now is we will create a definition for this guy. Then we will create definition for this one. Let's move it here and close the tabs to the right. Well, I really hate Visual Studio. It's unbelievable how bullshit this program is. How is anyone happy with this absolutely disgusting editor, code editor, compiler? Yeah. It doesn't even have a close all to the right. That's crazy. That's actually crazy, man. It's like stuck in the past 10 years or something. Something like that. That's crazy, man. Okay, let's go back to my counterable stuff. Let's create the implementation in here, and then the final one is going to be this one. Yeah, I would love to switch to Rider, but unfortunately, Rider costs money, and I don't have money to spend for Rider. It is free though, but only if you are not using it commercially, which I unfortunately am. So all in all, I'm stuck here with Visual Studio. It is what it is. So these three functions do actually nothing here. Virtual here. Okay. So when we run this, it should build. Character base. Did I implement it for character base? I mean, I can keep it here, but I wanted to implement it for enemy base. Okay. Yeah. I'm getting. I was too much into my hate against this editor. Enemy base, that's of course the one I want. And in here we can make another public counterable. And what we want to do is also copy this shit, take it over to the enemy base, public functionality, and finally this one, we will close the engine again, by the way, and this one will be in here. And we need to update this one, zack, and then the only thing left is we need to include the interface. Please. I hate this, not engine, I hate this editor so much, really. It's unbelievable how bullshit this thing is. It's driving me crazy. Yeah, so now that I have implemented it in here, we can actually also implement the rest in here as well. This means that we are going to have some components, which is a box component, I think. We'll keep it as box components. That's a simple geometry. Let's check. We'll do a new one. Your property, and so then edit defaults only, blueprint read only, enemy character counterable. And what we will do here is the object UTR for pointer, and in here it will be a box component, and a nice box component will be called counterable box component. And in this case, it will be a yin box component, of course, not a box component. And in this case, we have this detection box also and up there, but whatever. We will copy this. We will go back in here, and inside the constructor, in here, we will create. We'll just edit like this, like the other one. And what we will do is we will copy paste this one and set up attachments. We will do segregate root component. It will be the root component. And also what we want to do is we will set collision object type. Set collision object E, collision channel. Of course, it will not contain what I need. Collision channel, trace words. Solid, no, what we want is not bullets, and we want so what we are gonna do is we will go over here first, components, characters, collision channel, gameplay statics, components, characters, collision channels over here. We will add another one of those, and we will give it the name. We will give it the name counterable, and the collision channel is gonna be. Can we find it like this? Let's check. It is in here. And counterable should be here as well. It is, and it is collision channel 1. So we'll pick this up, and we'll go in here and put it here. Perfect. So when we create this in the enemy and we set it up as we want it, we will have to disable it. Disable counterable information. So we'll call this function. You know what? We'll go in here, enemy base, and where's the counterable stuff? Counterable. Bool. We should disable counterable is true. This is the original. This is the normal behavior. And if this is true, new property, of course. New property, of course. And it will be edit defaults only, and it will be blueprint only, and it will also be category. First of all, this one, and then like in here. Okay, what did I copy? This, okay. So when we go back into the base character C++, over here inside the begin play function, which I will actually move up because I want them to be closer to this. Do we have it? No, we don't. Okay, perfect. So if be counterable, be disable counterable on begin play. If this is true, then we want to disable implementation. And with that said, we can go over here and we can disable it actually. If counterable box component is null pointer, then we will do nothing in return. And if it is something, then we will set collision enabled to collision enabled disables no collision at all. And in here we'll just copy it over and we will set it to query. Okay. And the rest we can keep as is. And when this runs, then we can clean up the spike bot, because then it should work for him as well. What did I do here? Let me quickly check again. Disable control on begin play. Disable control. Okay, perfect. So we will go to this guy. First things first. Well, we don't need any more no interfaces. Okay. It already kicked him out. And on this graph, we don't need it as well. So this should just work. And you know what? We also don't need this. Okay. Now, when we run this, perfect. But I'm honest with you. I don't like it. I don't like how it is. The problem is, my biggest problem with this is, first of all, we also need to adjust this. So it was, I think, 8, 8, and something like this, but 8, we'll do it like this. Okay. The thing is, wait a second. His box is also way too big, if you ask me. Oh no, it's this one. Okay, what is this? Interaction collision. Ah, okay. Something this guy will never need. Yeah. The thing is, I would like to have it like this. The question is, if I can do it. Can I stick it to something? Let's check the animation source. Attack. Can I open this? Is it possible to add I forgot how it's called. Keyframes. I don't want to add keyframes, I want to add we can ask ChatGPT or Gemini. Can I add how is it called? I forgot how it's called, to be honest. Let me quickly check. Spawn actor from class, and then spawn actor, I don't know. Kid world. Okay, it's not in here. Okay. So let's ask the first question. I forgot the name. How can I stick a box component to move around the animation of the paper flip box components? So while this is looking, I will be right back. Give me a second. Hello, and I am back to where we have left. The prompt is also already done. Let me quickly just kick this commercial thing, this advertisement. We don't accept that here. Okay. So, custom notify state. Something like attach component, okay. But I don't have a position. I actually want to animate something. Not a big fan of this. Engine attached to socket. I want sockets. That's what I want. Paper flipbook. Then in the blueprint scene, what? Add a socket to the flipbook sprite in the sprite editor by clicking the plus to the socket panel. And I do this with sockets for paper flipbooks. Yes, you can do this with the sockets, but the process is a bit different from 3D skeletal meshes because sockets are added to the individual sprites that make up the paper flipbook. Okay, that makes sense. This does align with what I've just read. And we will go into this attack thing. So this attack, let's open the flipbook. Pause the flipbook. Okay, so at keyframe, there is nothing like a socket here, so maybe it's inside the sprite. But here, can I add this socket in here? Render geometry. That's the sprite list. Sockets, there it is. So the socket name is counterable. So this is the counterable socket. Local transform, which is fine. I know what we can. No, it's a rotation. Okay, we don't want to change that. We can change it here. 5. This one can stay as it is, and this one will be. So this is the socket. This is the socket we are talking about. So we will do it like this, okay. Copy. Paste. 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 Actually, it's just paste. This one's gonna change like so, and then we will paste it in here. This one's gonna change as well, which will be somewhere around here, and then we will paste it in here and go over there and also move it up. And then we'll paste it in here. I'm not sure if we really need this on every. And then we can return it back to normal. Paste in here. Paste. Okay, so let's save it. Save them all. Tag. This one we already just did. What we wanted to have is move. And here we can also add a socket. Yeah, let's also add it to hit. So we have all of them ready to go, and then we can copy the name counterable. And what we want to do is we want to attach socket. Maybe. Do I have to edit like in here? Let's do it like cube, and then the cube. Ooh, it's kind of big. And this socket is gonna be counterable socket. Oh, nice. It does work. It really does work. So that's pretty cool. You can also do it in here. No, it has to be a child object of this. Okay. With the set, let's remove this cube again. Let's save it all. Let's save everything. And then let's close the engine again, like we do all the time. And over here is what we are going to do is we will move the attachment to this sprite and not to the root component. Which should be fine. What we also want to do is set extend, let's extend, and then vector, we will do 16. Let's do 8. I think 8 is a nice number. And with the set, we will just rerun the engine and everything should be all right. Also, what's not all right is that the music stopped, and this makes the stream a lot more boring, than it was. So let's take a look. Yeah. So the rolled spike bot, and over here we have the counterable box, and then here we can set the socket. We can't. Why can't we set the socket? Okay. Why can I set the socket? While we wait for that prompt, we'll take a look. Cannot change sockets on inherited. The most common mistake is assuming if the bug itself has fixed sockets like that. Okay, no, that's not my problem. Oh, I can just set it in here. Set up attachment, gets right, and then counterable box component. Okay, so this means when I quote this again, we will say all. Set box extends. Okay, this should work. Okay, let's load up, and then over here we should be. Oh, there it is. There it is. This good boy. Counterable box and. Okay. It's because this is scaled. Okay, then we need to make this a little bit smaller. Let's say 3, something like this. And also, can we change the color of this box? Ray tracing. Seems like no. Okay, I'm fine with that. Something like color, maybe rendering thing. Nope. Okay, doesn't matter anyway. This means that we will also need to go through the attack, and we can remove this. Delete, and what we can do is we can go in here, counterable box. Counterable box, and in here on this one, we can turn off explosion. Nope, not this one. Let's collapse all. somewhere here is the character base, enemy. And side enemy. Actually, should be enemy base. Okay. Controller. Enemy character, this one. Controller. Damage. Explosion. Nope, nope, nope. This is not it. Counter. Disable counterable. And begin play. We'll turn that off. And this way it will be always. Uh-huh. The thing is, this is set to no collision. But why is the good question here? Can I reset this? Wall spike. BP wall spike. Transform, it's fine. And the rest should be counter collision, custom no collision. Why is this set to no collision? Counter collision. Well, this shouldn't be no collision, this should be counterable. Enemy base. Let's open this guy and take a look at the counterable collision. This should be, it's also counterable, okay. This is alright, yeah. So this means okay, nice. Then go back and enable him again. We don't need this anymore. And now it should be working. Okay, it's also very difficult to counter. Yeah. Let's move this one up. So it doesn't yeah, it's kind of difficult. It is possible though. It's just difficult because he also moves faster. Yeah, let's check his movement speed, character movement. Let's go to 350, I don't know, something like this. Okay, we'll just need to record this real quick. Can I do both? Yes, I can do both. And this is the enemy now, and yeah, as you can see, he will stop and try to attack me when he finds me above him, and what we can also do now is counter him in his head. Let's go back up here. That's it. I'll quickly just send this to my colleague. I can do both. And this is the enemy now, and perfect. Okay, I think can I actually adjust his speed? Or is it hard code speed? Walk speed, swim speed, climb speed. I think it's hard coded somewhere. Doesn't matter. We will also need to fix. You know what? I will try to do that now. This is the last thing we are going to do today. We need to fix that the player and not sticking to the position he was when he gets hit. So for this, we will open up, or let us quickly do the commit first. So what we want to do here is first we will save this again, and then what we want to do is end this at this commit. So the commit is called roll spike bot and streamlined control. So basic default functionality implemented this, and what we also did is controllable. Yeah, and that's it. Next thing is let's go to the player, because that's actually where it's implemented, and we'll look for die. This is the die function, and unfortunately, when we get hit, when we apply the damage, when we do the knockback, And the knockback is going to cause, or let's just check apply. Knockback, because it's this ability. Yeah. So the knockback first sets it to something 0. And then apply knockback impulse. Apply knockback impulse. Where is that? The thing is, I think I don't need this anymore. So let's check again what happens here. 1, 2, okay. The thing is, this knockback should not happen if, let's go to the class settings. What was it? Class default. And in here, cancel abilities with tag. Okay, block abilities with tag. That's fine. Activation owned tags, activation required tags, activation blocked tags. Block ability, all block damage. Okay. So what we want is tags in here. And when we take a look here, there's the states, climbing, charged, and whatever. What we want to do is we will add death. A death tag. So go down to the tags here, and what we need is a dead tag. Okay, so when the player is dead, then we won't apply the knockback. The knockback is not gonna work if the player died. And the question is, when do we set this? When do we set this death tag? When we do that is actually pretty simple. We go in here inside the die function. So this die function, we can apply this get ability system components, add use gameplay tag, tag dead input states, and then dead. Okay. And on death, and then play sound, and then respawn fade in, and then what we will do on after respawn. Okay, I think we can go in here, remove lose gameplay tag, and we will remove it again. Okay, so let's close this bad boy again. Let's reopen it. The music is off again. It wants me to quit for today. It's kind of short, or maybe I did work a little bit too much today. So we will just start something, and then yeah, we won't listen to this for long. If this is now fixed, then we are done. So state that activation block tags. This ability is blocked if the activation actor component has any of these tags. Okay. Now let's see. Knockback works. Crazy. Yeah, okay. The thing is, we also need to add this block damage. That's a good point. Effect block damage. So now, hopefully, now we should be able to have a proper death sequence. Oh, hi Aqua, how are you doing? Sorry I didn't respond. I just have seen your message. When did you reply? I don't know. I don't have timestamps, unfortunately. But I hope you are still around here. Maybe you are, maybe you're not, but yeah. So let's open up what we just wanted to test. Let's check if that's working. So let him attack me. Oops. And perfect. It does work. Oh, fuck. Nice. The sound effect is really stupid right now. Maybe I need to reduce it also a little bit. The volume is way too high. We can go over here to the sound effects and then I don't know, hit impact, scream. There it is. Okay. And over here we also already have a volume, so we'll do maybe 3 and then okay, that's better. Okay, I think we have done a lot of progress today. The only thing we can do is we can also have a death animation. You know what? I will also implement that real quick. Ability, oh no, animation blueprint, and then Hutch, of course. And in here, we should have the state for that. But before we can have that, we will also need to have a death animation. So let's add a new animation sequence, and death. Let's call it dead, and we can pick the hit. Image. Hutch. What was it called? Knockback. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not really good. Yeah, the thing is, we could use this. Yeah, for now we will use this, and maybe we will get a new one later on. So this is the dead one. Let's go over here, notebook. Paper flipbook. Make another one. Just from this. Create flipbook. Paper flipbook. And call this and what we will do is we will create another folder. Call this dead as well. Let's go back into knockback, move it into that, move it over here. And in here we can use that actually now for this boy. Okay. And there it is. And the only thing we need to do is inside these states. So let's go to the air states. We can add a new one. A new jump node. We call this dead. And then we can have dead. And we call this to dead. And then we can play the dead animation, which should be fine. And what we only need to do is copy this, go to the anim graph, go to the ground states, paste this in here. It didn't work, of course it didn't work. Let's do the jump. Do that. Let's move this in here. Play the dead animation. This the ass. Ooh. I haven't called this either. Okay, let's go back to the ground states, and in here we can call this also dead. And the only thing that's left to do is to jump to this node when the player dies, and he dies in here. So get animation instance, is it like this? Jump to node. How can I jump to node? Let's see, the knockback. I think it was jump. Ability jump should have this. Exit. Jump to node. Where is that? Event graph. Activate ability. Commit ability. Exit climbing state. Jump. Jump. Oh. Save it. I want to search. Where is my search? Where to jump and then jump to node. Oh, okay. Paper ZD animation instance, okay. Okay, the thing is we need to implement. We need to include this animations, okay. That's why it was not working. Paper ZD animation instance, and then jump to node, and there it is. Jump to node, and then f name The next one is afternoon. Animation instance. If auto instance is and then it was how was it? Jump name, state machine name. Can I just do it like this? Do it there. And when that's done, where's my... I can go back to default. Let's extract this function to jump to enum jump to what? Jump to that node. Okay. And then what we will have is the die function, play death sound, and we will have fade effects after the respawn. So fade out. Where's the fade out? Die, and then it will fade out, I think. Get world, yeah, that's fine. Get subsystem. And then subsystem fade out. And after it after that fade out, let's go to that function. And we can also actually do this in reset character and default. And what do we do also? Get the function enum jump to default mode. Okay, that's perfect. Let's move it in. Let's move in here. We will do private functions out of these because I don't think they need to be. I don't think they need to be anything else. Okay. This one is on reset character. Okay. You know what? I will also move the enum jump. We'll also move this one here. Actually, we can just call this enum jump to node. Jump to node. And const of name, and we will call this nothing. Yep. And like this. So this should be enough. And then we don't need to implement this actually. We can just go in here. The music is already finished again. Go in here. node if name. Okay, and jump to node if name. Okay. What did I call it in here? Node name. Const f name node name, and then do it like this. Okay. So with this, we can go in here inside the player. Actually, remove anything we just did here. And we don't need this one anymore. Okay, so inside reset character, we will jump. Yeah, of course. We will need to make this. We will need to make this protect new property, new function. Just like this. So now inside the player C++, this should work. And we can try rerunning this. And see what happens. And I think when we are done with this, I think we are good to go and can close this stream for today. Let's check what happened. Done. So this means when we die, yes, it does work. And now it should be resetted. Yeah, yes. Perfect. Ah, fuck. Okay. Oh shit. Ah, fuck. I want to get up there. I'm so bad. Okay, that's it. That's it for today. The stream is over. I hope you enjoyed this. Yeah. See you next time.